Hey, Warpugs. So, this is the Grim Kleaper becoming the FBI's most wanted and hardcore hitman. Warpugs, I remember when Hitman first came out, like back in the day, and everybody wanted that game. Like, it wasn't like, you know, there was a lot of ways to share clips or anything like that of gameplay or anything like that. It just became this whole, it was kind of like God of War. All of a sudden, you know, Kratos became an overnight name that just everybody knew. And then all of a sudden, you know, everybody was doing the agent cosplay. It was a whole thing, okay? So it was, for me, when I played video games, I didn't get a chance to play anything like this. I just didn't. And the reason behind that is I was in the military and I was busy with a lot of things. I missed so much crap. I missed, like, the start of all the franchises they keep on running into the ground these days. And for me, like, I don't know, if I could go back and do it all over again, I'd play the lottery until I won, and then I'd be in the Philippines with my new friends. But, all things considered, Hitman, God of War, oh god, what other series? Final Fantasy. I just never got into them because reasons. So when I see people playing these, it's kind of a shout back to when I was young and not as bald, and I had my better years in front of me. Warpugs. Yesterday, I hit 30K, and I cannot begin to thank all of you. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for this milestone. Like we're getting towards the heresy. But don't worry, we're not gonna turn heretical. By heresy, I mean politics. I'm never gonna do that, I don't think. Guys, the Grim Kleaper. He's going to do horrible things, and we're going to enjoy watching. So, without anything else being said, hit the like button, leave a comment, let's go.
Welcome to the wonderful world of...
Back trauma,
Hitman.
yes.
Hitman, the only game where I can go to New York City and make it even worse. A game with one legendary assassin tasked with taking out a multitude of hostile targets by any means necessary. For today, we're going to be attempting one of the hardest challenges to ever come from Hitman, Hardcore Freelancer. A game mode with random targets, random maps, random objectives, and 18 consecutive missions where failing a single one means ending your campaign, then starting all over again. And I had the fortune of streaming it live. All 50 hours of it. The wins, the losses, the hiding in a box because you shot the wrong guy, all of it. So without further delay, let's begin. When selecting a contract for Hardcore Freelancer, there's generally a few rules. The first rule, if you see Colorado, you are not picking that contract. Colorado.
Why, though?
Colorado is the map of a paramilitary organization, and it has 175 characters, with nearly all of them looking like this. But
You've been tasked to hit somebody at the SCP Foundation. That's what this is.
that's not actually the problem. See, sometimes you start the map here, a good spot where you can safely genocide every single person in the state of Colorado. But on occasion, you spawn here, the water tower. They're not.
How did you even get up there to begin with? That's the question. Why spawn in there? That is so bad.
Kill me! A 50% chance to instantly lose is not great. The second rule is to make sure you have a good map for a showdown. Showdowns are special missions that happen at the end of each contract, where you're given a list of suspects, but only one of them is your target. I'll explain them in more detail when we get down to our first showdown, but just know that there are 4 of them, and they're essentially the boss fights of the campaign. The last thing to know is that each contract has a type of criminal syndicate, arms dealers, assassin groups, and worst of all, pharmaceutical companies. Each of these types have their own secondary objectives. For this start,
Big Pharma is the devil.
Campaign, I selected the Sick Games Syndicate, which has random secondary objectives. The maps were Dubai, Paris, and Sapienza, 3 of what I considered the easier maps. So with all of that explaining out of the way, you might imagine the objective is simple. Kill the targets, leave, and you win. But this is hardcore. Along with killing your target, you have another task called your Prestige Objective. In normal Freelancer, this is an optional objective chosen from 3. In hardcore, it's still chosen from 3, but now it's mandatory. And this is why hardcore sucks. Sometimes the objective is easy, and sometimes it's silent assassin suit only. In Colorado, for our first mission, I rolled getting a melee kill with an epic rarity melee weapon, and set our mission to Paris. In terms of equipment, I grabbed the epic melee weapon for the objective, and a trash tier silenced pistol. By this point, I'd been grinding hardcore Freelancer for over 50 hours, so it's no surprise that I was slightly demotivated. If I was to risk all the equipment I brought, because dying means you lose all of it, I figured I may as well bring the worst stuff for the first missions. So without further ado, welcome to Paris. Specifically the weird starting location on top of a random tower, where somehow I could already see one of my targets. Wait, I can see them from here. Oh!
There you go.
Because that target is a guard, they'll run all the ways across the map over to me. So I just scaled down the tower, waited for him to arrive, and accidentally walked into a security camera.
Good job.
Oh my god, there's so many!
Yes, let's just keep running. Yes.
I
love old AI. Oh my god, it was some of the best stuff ever. Just wait. Just wait.
Killed a lot of French people, and one of them was a target. But on hardcore, shooting someone prevents you from using their disguise, and I needed a disguise to get to our other targets in the mansion, meaning I'd need to find someone else. And wouldn't you know, the best disguise on the entire map is right in front of us. Helmut Kruger. This mission takes place during a fashion show in Paris, with attendees lined up out the door and a set of models ready to show off the outfits. And
okay, fashion shows in Paris give me hives, okay? The sheer fact that this one person put clothes sideways on people, meaning the dress was sideways on them. They had one person wearing some ridiculous outfit where the shirt and pants were. This isn't like my brain. It just hurts.
One of those models is right in front of us. Wait a minute. I know how to get one of the best disguises in the game. Oh shit. Sorry.
There you go.
And now, best disguise in the game. Helmut Kruger. Now, this disguise only works because Helmut kinda looks like Agent 47. I safely hid his unconscious body and walked straight into the mansion. Only a few people can see through our disguise, but to complete our look, we could sneak into the stylist salon.
Mr. Kruger, great touch-up, I see.
So, after a brief makeup sesh, you might not like it, but this is what true male beauty looks like. Helmut for
peak performance, my guys. Peak performance. Or Marilyn Manson concert, whichever one fits, I guess.
47's disguise allows us to walk straight up the stairs to target number 2. Another guard, standing in a room, all by himself. I don't want any. This completed our prestige objective, but the last target was in one of the few rooms Helmut doesn't have access to.
My girlfriend says I look a little like you.
So I had to switch disguises. Getting into the adjacent room and clearing it out.
Take good care of the VIPs.
I could then lure our target into the room by smashing our kettlebell onto the ground repeatedly. Before long, he accidentally consumed poison, causing him to shart himself, snap his own neck, and teleport into the closet.
This happens every time. You know, every time I turn around when I'm at a party, somebody does this. Is it me?
Exited, Agent 47 had one last mandatory objective: to absolutely slay the competition. To absolutely slay the competition. That ended our first mission of the campaign, sending us back to the safe house to prepare for our second mission. But Agent 47's safe house is more than just a blank staging ground. Hidden amongst the immaculate decor, lush forests, and options gambling is a series of useful items we can pick up in between missions. Specifically, this kettlebell, which you will be seeing a lot of in Paris.
Never underestimate the lethality of workout equipment or my inability to speak.
I'd also used a syringe, which I'd gotten from foraging and distilling mushrooms in the forest. And now for our second mission in Dubai, we can embrace the favorite hobby of every weirdo who lives in the woods by making bombs. Before each mission, we can only pack a certain weight worth of items. Larger and lower rarity items weigh more, whereas smaller and higher rarity items weigh less. At the end of each mission, we also get a chest with 3 random additional equipments.
Yay!
We can choose one to keep. For whatever reason, the crafted explosive is weightless, so we can take one on every mission, meaning our normal mission loadout is a silenced pistol, a kettlebell, a bomb, and usually something to complete our prestige objective. For Dubai, it was killing a target with an epic rarity submachine gun, so we brought one of those. Entering the front lobby, our targets were a bartender on the main floor and a maintenance worker on the third. Since the bartender...
Why would a world-class assassin be after a bartender and a maintenance worker? That really doesn't make much sense to me. I'm just saying.
It would be tough to kill unnoticed. I'd beeline for one of the doors in the show exhibit. If we sneak in through here, it allows us to climb onto the stage, leap a railing, and end up directly in the security office with nobody but a sleeping guard and a banana. Knocking out the guard gives us the best disguise on the map, and another silenced submachine gun we'd be storing at the safe house.
Yay.
It also lets me walk directly into the server room where our target is. The same server room that literally nobody else walks into. Let's hit him with the emetic syringe, I guess. Beep. And then...
Big way!
The reason I'm poisoning our target
There you go.
and killing them is to complete optional objectives for Mercers. Blue objectives are secondary, whereas red objectives are required to complete the mission. The Mercers we earn can be spent on equipment from suppliers on each map, like this one here on Dubai. With our new penthouse guard disguise, we went down to the main area, walked into the pantry, shot our target, and left. Bringing us to the third mission, our very first syndicate showdown in the Italian city of Sapienza. Generally,
Sapienza, let's go.
Your objective is to kill a marked target outlined in red, but during a showdown, you don't know who your target is. Instead, there are suspects all over the map, and you have to figure out which one is the target. If a suspect catches wind of you, they'll run for an exit and try to escape. If they succeed and happen to be your target, you lose. In normal freelance showdowns start at 4 suspects. In hardcore, it's 9. To identify our target, we have a set of physical traits and behavioral tells. For this,
I can't even keep up with Twitter. This would not be something I could do. This would be something that I would reliably screw up.
Syndicate, our target has glasses, earrings, a hat, and blonde hair. They're also a bookworm, a sweet tooth, and have a handover agenda. These 3 represent behaviors our target will do from time to time, meaning we'll have to observe each suspect to see if they'll do them. The agenda represents a meeting they'll have with other suspects, with handover meetings, business meetings, and secret meetings. So if all that doesn't sound hard enough, there's also 2 new enemy types, the Lookout and the Assassin. Lookouts act as enforcers for all disguises, which means they can detect you no matter what you're wearing. If they do see you, a body, a bullet, a panicking NPC, a misplaced gun, something remotely weird, their high school crush, or maybe even an unflushed toilet, they'll alert all suspects in the network, causing everyone to flee.
Nice.
In practice, one lookout panicking usually spooks another lookout panicking into causing a chain reaction and making all the suspects flee. The other enemy, the Assassin, is a lot more simple. Each suspect has an assassin that follows them, armed with silenced pistols. In normal freelancer, they deal tons of damage. In hardcore, they kill you in one hit. So now that we're done talking about the easy parts of the showdown, let's get to the hard one. The prestige objective. That's right, it's still there and still bullshit. Because it's mandatory, you only have one chance to complete it because you have only one target. And a good chunk of them can't be done if you panic the target. For this prestige objective, we got lucky with an epic assault rifle kill. I include the epic assault rifle, a silenced handheld SMG, and a lockpick. To help us identify our target, we also have a camera in our inventory, which is used for strictly assassin business. So I'll
doubt. Press X to doubt.
Walking around, we can mark prime suspects or eliminate those that don't fit the description. The first suspect had blonde hair, earrings, and glasses, but no hat, so we can cross her off the list. But don't worry, I'm sure our target is right in front of us, somewhere. If my prestige objective wasn't an assault rifle kill, I know exactly what I would be doing. Eventually, I was able to single out one suspect who had all the physical features, meaning I just needed to check if they had the behavioral tells. He demonstrated being a bookworm, ate some candy like a sweet tooth, and had what I thought was a handover meeting. I was about 90% sure that was my target, but I wanted to be completely sure, and that's where one of my second objectives comes in, to distract our target. Objectives related to our target only complete if we do it on the right suspect. What this means is that if I distract a suspect and it completes the objective, we know for 100% certain that's our target. To complete a distraction on a suspect, we first needed to distract their assassin, because the assassin always investigates on their behalf. I gained his attention by throwing a wrench into their plans, then his face, hiding him safely in the freezer, where someone will...
I need one of those. I need one of those. I actually, I need one of those chest freezers.
We'll definitely find him. Since the suspect was all alone, I could then throw an object, distract them, and realize the objective didn't complete. Of all the things I could have overlooked, it was his earrings. The only other suspect I could think of was this dude, so I snuck into some jobber's apartment and stole his clothes while he was busy on the computer. Because the other easier way to distract the target is by running straight into them. How you been? Hey, pal. It would have been great to do that 30 minutes ago. Now I just had to kill him with the epic assault rifle. All right, let's lure the assassin down here. Wow. All right, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a wait. Wait!
There you go.
Trying to get away. Move. Your target is getting away. You need to move.
That report it to me. Clear, sir.
There you go.
The leader has been eliminated.
Good job.
Come on.
Collect it.
Oh,
Imagine escaping that kind of a crime scene in a Volkswagen Beetle. No, I don't think that would work. I've been getting spam calls for days, guys.
We're out. Easy. You know, I'd like to think that nobody noticed. By completing the showdown, that meant we'd finished our first contract of 4. But as we move on, each contract gets more missions, and each showdown gets more difficult. So for Syndicate...
You've got to go to Miami. Hurricane season, let's go.
Syndicate number 2, the Trojan, with Mendoza, Mumbai, the Isle of Scale, and New York. For our first prestige objective, a headshot kill with a legendary weapon. To do this, I'd use a legendary sniper rifle on Mendoza, since the map is extremely open with long sight lines. Of course, when entering the map, I did my stream's Mendoza tradition. Alcoholism.
Hey man, watch where you're going.
This will be very helpful later, when I get drunk.
Yay!
Because targets were easily visible from the outside, I wanted to do my optional pacify guards objective for money. Suitcase. Hello, Mr.
Good
Guard.
job. Whee!
Unfortunately, I forgot I needed to do it unnoticed.
Why is this happening to me today of all days?
Moving on to the actual targets, I made my way up to the top terrace that overlooks the entire map. There are a few guards here, so I wanted to be extra stealthy. Oh my, wait a minute, guys. I'm sorry. Although this mission was pretty easy, this isn't the last we'll see of Mendoza and my issues with this map. The next
issues require tissues, and yeah, I don't think he's needing that many of them. Let's continue.
Mission was Mumbai, India, with an epic shotgun kill. Mumbai is a fun map, lots of street traversal, and elevated points make it extremely dynamic. There's also where I learned how to derail a train and still miss my target. Normally, your quarries spawn on opposite sides of the map due to how large it is, but we happen to spawn right next to both. I don't think anyone's gonna see me take out my shotgun. Hey guys.
Whoa, oh God!
Ooh. Why?
Like Mendoza, we'll be seeing Mumbai again, and in a slightly
He was just fishing, man.
worse context. So up until now, we've been playing what I consider the more straightforward maps in Hitman, the fairer and less everything turns to shit in 1 second maps. But now...
Welcome to the Isle of Scale.
An Illuminati castle located in the most evil place imaginable, the
Yay.
British Isles. Very little of the map is accessible with your normal outfit, and if you're detected even once, you'd better be ready for the firefight of your life and hope to God you don't accidentally hide where they drag all the bodies. Fortunately for our run, we spawned on the keep with a sniper.
Why would they just put him in a box in a warehouse? That's gonna stink. That's going to stink horrifyingly in no time.
Rifle. The first target assumed he was safe in a castle several stories up, surrounded by guards. Then he passed a window. Between us and the second target was a minor issue. A whole fucking building, requiring me to lure an elite guard to get a disguise. What? Where did I bring this guy in from? Although
Nice.
scale can be a bit scary at times, like when I definitely didn't miss my first shot and have to hide in a box for 10 minutes, killing the target was pretty easy, and we were able to stroll out unharmed. With
Nice.
3 missions down on the contract, we were once again back to a showdown, and this time on my favorite map, New York. There are 3 important sections of the map for a showdown. First, there's the lobby. This is where most of the suspects, guards, and lookouts will walk through, so we'd like to avoid it. Then, there's the vault, where the most heavily armed guards patrol, along with a few suspects. And lastly, where we spawn, the waiting lounge. The other floors are either easy to access or rarely have suspects, which is why our spawn is the best. Not only could we immediately eliminate a suspect, it also gives us the option to head into the bathroom and use a lockpick we brought. In here is the job applicant, whose disguise doesn't normally get you anywhere, unless...
Oh, there you are. Feeling better, I hope. Should I let HR know you're ready for the final interview?
This girl is blind. This girl is absolutely blind. I'm pretty sure I would notice if somebody with a full head of hair came in for that application versus somebody that was completely bald.
Feel like a new man.
It's important to stress that there's no pass or fail here. It's merely a standard personality test meant to gauge how you'll fit into our corporate culture.
I see a figure in a large coat. Perspective skewed.
Slenderman.
Looking at him from the ground. He's armed. Dual firearm. Large caliber pistol.
Who is this man?
It's me.
Acing the interview gives us access to nearly every
Because that's not creepy. That's not concerning at all.
floor of the bank, including the upper floors, allowing us to tail another suspect. Physical suspect features at this point in hardcore are hardly worth mentioning since they're easy to spot. So for that reason, I'll mostly be talking about suspect tells and agendas. In terms of agendas, we're looking for a handover meeting, which is distinct from secret meetings and business meetings. Each meeting talks about different topics that are pretty obvious, but in case you aren't close enough to hear, there are more important physical pieces too. Business has a handshake, handover has 2 exchanges, an item and money, and secret has no physical contact. For these 2, we can see a handshake, meaning it's a business meeting, i.e. not our target. You could also observe some tells and agendas through instinct mode, since it allows you to see the outlines of suspects through walls. If you look extremely carefully at these 2, you could see exchange number 1, then exchange number 2, meaning that we already know a handover took place and that one of those 2 is our target. But we still did have to be careful of the 9 assassins on the map that would kill us in 1 hit. So for the final confirmation, I decided it would be a great idea to sneak into the IT room to possibly isolate a suspect. Oh, fuck my ass. She's gonna be here any moment. Oh, fuck. Close, 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 close.
Oh!
You. Oh my god, that was the assassin.
There you go.
Oh my god, that was her. That might be the closest I've ever been to cardiac arrest. We had a 50-50 that the suspect was our target and outskilled our way to a coin toss win. Now all we had to do was actually escape New York. So by turning off the server box, we can lure a high-level guard.
Get me Kurt Russell and Arnold Schwarzenegger. You'll be fine.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Nice.
That's me.
This disguise means we can freely exit New York. But of course, I have to make a quick pit stop by killing everyone in the deposit room, lockpicking all the boxes, putting chloroform in the ventilation system, knocking out every guard, using a crowbar to open the vault, and like a true silent assassin, I was basically a ghost. Stealth is overrated.
Well done, 47. This will make anyone think twice before turning to a life of crime.
Thanks, Diana, for another crowbar. So with Syndicate number 2 done, now we move on to our 3rd contract.
Let's go.
The Neuralist. Chongqing, Ambrose Island, Mumbai, Sapienza, and Berlin. Starting
How come all the bad guys are in the same damn cities? I'm just asking a question. Just generally asking a question. At least I know where never to go.
with Chongqing. For the mission, I brought a tranquilizer, a silenced assassin's pistol, a lockpick, and an epee melee weapon, plus my bomb. Chongqing is split into 2 parts. 2 targets in the above-ground metropolis that looks like something out of an 80s noir, and a below-ground secret laboratory had the other 2. The above-ground targets are pretty easy. Just sneak through a window, don't get noticed.
No sudden move.
Lockpick a door, don't get noticed. Then kill both targets and don't get noticed. Having a disguise would make getting into the secret lab much easier, so I didn't get one. We may be in China, but I'm still American. These guards never actually turn around, so killing someone right behind them is totally okay. Inside, I'm met by a nice AI assistant who does not realize I am a serial killer. Obtaining a disguise was just a matter of using a crowbar in the correct place, hacking a door, and casually deciding to rip up several international treaties by putting rat poison in the vents. They call me
One has to do what one has to do.
Agent 47, the bathroom butcher. Okay.
That would suck in so many damn ways. That would be the worst way. No. That is... nah, I couldn't do a toilet kill. That would be... No.
So now, let's play some weird... What do you see in this camera angle? I'll give you a few seconds. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you don't see it. Okay, fine. But you're gonna feel pretty dumb. Well, obviously, what this guy can see is right off the very corner of the door of the server room BO2. You can clearly see off the reflection a mirror, and off the reflection of the mirror, what's this that you can see? Oh, anyway, I choked him out and stole his clothes.
There you
next
go.
target was in a populated area, so we'd need discretion to get out unnoticed. How many bombs? Oh shit, I do have a bomb.
Discretion.
Target 4 was just kind of standing there, and not even menacingly. So getting out was as simple as walking up the stairs, buying pills from the locals, bestowing the gift of blindness to 2 guards, and ending our China trip with a selfie featuring the homeless. Because our next mission was the polar opposite of Metropolis.
Okay.
Ambrose Island. Really? Really? Ambrose Island, folks, it really is that easy. And we're back to Mumbai for the last time now. Of course, I
Katana kill time. Because nothing says murder.
had to celebrate this by murdering 2 people.
There you
giving
go.
a civilian brain damage and taking a small contractor's fee by looting an entire safe. Our targets
Do what
were
you gotta
pretty
do.
spread out, with 2 in the Bollywood movie studio and 1 on the hilltop. For Hillman, it was just throwing an iron at a man's head, stealing his clothes, and walking directly past his friend, who probably just thought we'd changed our hair and skin color. The greatest challenge was walking up the stairs, but the explosive golf ball made the assassination trivial.
Now watch this drive.
Our next 2 targets were atop the movie studio, so we had to sneak in through the construction site in the back, secure a disguise, and narrowly bypass the guards. Target 2 met his end to the bathroom butcher, whereas Target 3 was on the rooftop. And all I can do, I know she stands like right here.
What the?
What?
It looks like you forgot something.
Oh, is that her?
Oh, no. I am never trusting that again. Oh, no. Like, okay, I gotta go back to that katana kill. The toilet kill, I take back. The katana kill to the face, that's a bit far. That's the worst one I've seen so far in this one. There's a list of things I don't want sticking out of my face, and katana is on that list now.
Her standing at the thing?
It wasn't on the list before, okay? It wasn't on the list before, but now it is.
Think it is. I missed! If it's any consolation, it was totally unnecessary. At this point, we were nearing the showdown for contract number 3 of 4, with only Sapienza and Berlin to go. Because I wanted to do each showdown on a different map, and we've already done one on Sapienza, we'll just save Berlin for last. Our first go in Sapienza was as a showdown, whereas now it's a traditional mission, with 1 target hidden inside the secret laboratory under the map. They really seem to like these things, and another guarding the castle off in the back. But first, we had to pay a little visit to the local safe, which was heavily guarded. After astutely deducing the combination, our next goal was to infiltrate the secret lab. Fortunately, I do have a skeleton key. The lab itself is blanketed in heavily armed mercenaries, cameras, and even the terrifying threat of scientists developing their newest vaccine. So,
with nicotine.
of course, it figures that of all the places our target could be, they're inside the testing chamber. Meaning I'd have to actually figure out a way inside. I began by clearing out the guards from the perimeter to secure a disguise. During the stream, the mods were running a prediction for how many non-targets I'd kill. Suffice to say, the highest number 1. I tried pulling the fire alarm, hoping that it would lure out our target, which it did, and caused the guards to find dozens of bodies.
Oh, there we go.
Allow me to sneak inside the chamber. And
rats!
Developing a dangerous biological superweapon I can excuse. Using it on rats? Whoa, buddy, that's where I draw the line. Interesting that nobody seems to really care about the hazmat guy breaking all the protocols to leave the super secret lab.
On the double.
Get the fuck open.
Boop, boop.
Say goodbye to Sapienza and hello to our second to last showdown on Berlin.
Let's
But
go.
with a small problem. Our prestige objective, hide and seek. This makes Agent 47 agoraphobic. He can only spend 2 minutes and 30 seconds outside before needing to hide in a box. Since we can't go very far from a hiding spot before having a panic attack, I brought a sniper rifle, then added a silenced pistol, 2 dart guns, a lockpick, a bomb, a rubber ducky, and an entire crowbar to his prison pocket.
That has to be the worst objective. I mean, not the worst objective, the worst restriction right there. I'm calling that a restriction because I can see it another way. You can't.
Berlin is comprised of pure German culture, i.e. an underground rave and possibly Nazis. The map is broken up into 2 sections, the sprawling club and abandoned warehouse, but we'll be setting up in between to catch suspects walking back and forth. Spawning on the warehouse roof, we can walk all the way to the ground floor to find our new base of operations, this dumpster, allowing us to consistently reset the hide-and-seek timer. But this dumpster isn't just a high-tech security base, it's also magical. See, by throwing my briefcase, I attracted a lookout, so he walked over to investigate. Now, it should be pretty obvious what route he's going to take, and he did exactly what you would think. He decides to go through these doors, through a random shipping container alongside the map, in through the side garage, around the security room, and finally into the stairwell, only to be shot twice in the back and die.
I just heard something. I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out.
Back to the doors, back to the shipping container, into the side garage, around.
Pathing. You've got to love pathing. Pathing was the bane of any game maker's existence back in the day.
On the security room and into the stairwell.
Interesting.
To clear out the entire middle area, I had to kill 2 more guards, another lookout, and try my best to leave the 2 civilians unharmed. All the bodies I gave a respectful burial. Can you go to the dumpster? No, that would lose us the game. There's already 1 body in here, and if I put another one in there, I will not be able to hide. Why do you take that long? My heart. I cannot overstate how stressed I was at this point because we had never made it this far. If I had to be patient and lure every single suspect to this stupid dumpster, I would, which is why we got stupidly lucky. Oh, that was a handshake. That was a handshake. Oh my God, my cock. Come on, come on. Make the journey.
Hello? Hello?
There you go.
Congratulations.
And that's it, that's Berlin, our 3rd showdown done. So after a brief several week-long bike ride, we're back to the safe house to select our 4th and final contract, which will be, nope. Okay, this one's good. For our 4th and final contract, we'll be going after the Forger. That means Marrakesh, Santa Fortuna, Hokkaido, Isle of Scale, Ambrose Island, and Mendoza for our last 6 maps. 6 maps until my soul is freed from this godforsaken game mode, requiring me to sit and enlighten myself, i.e. take a dump. So, mission 1 of 6, Marrakesh, with
The Enlightenment period is upon us. Be sure for one single plop.
a katana kill. Marrakesh is a
God,
map
this
in
crap
Morocco
again.
set during a protest in front of the Swedish consulate, opposing the housing of a Swedish Bernie Madoff. But I was paid to kill civilians, so that's what I'm gonna do. Our first 2 targets could be seen from the rooftops, so they were no problem. But our other 2 required us getting access to the consulate. Over in the corner of the map is an elite guard, completely alone. With his disguise, we can walk straight in the front entrance, then pick the lock to the parking garage below, leading to the underground that I cleared with my impeccable aim.
Ooh. Ooh.
This grants us a key card we can use by walking back through the garage, swiping through the doors, and beginning yet another genocide.
I think I got a serious situation with a possible dead body. What
Really? You think?
the?
Again, don't worry, they're Swedish. From the 2nd floor, we can hit our target with a haymaker tanta, fulfilling our katana kill requirement. After that, it was just a matter of running across the map, landing a nice seeker shot, and point blank missing 3 shots in a row to complete an optional unsilenced pistol kill. Then I
You gotta do what you gotta do.
stabbed some dudes and left. Marrakesh finished, now for Santa Fortuna.
Hooray!
With another katana kill.
Oh,
Santa
God.
Fortuna trades the populous Moroccan city for the dense jungles of Colombia. It's the ideal tourist paradise, hosting a peaceful fishing village, a grandiose mansion, and the place they make all the cocaine. See your tips, right?
Put that money back. Those are my tips, man. What the heck?
Don't feel too bad, he won't remember. Some people live in their parents' basements. This guy runs a drug ring in his. By opening
Well, drugs are bad. There's a tip.
this secret entrance, we're led to an expansive cave system with 10 of our targets. Or, well, 2 of our targets, but I killed 10 people. Heading upstairs brings us into the mansion. These guards must not be paid very well, considering this guy heard his friend being killed 1 foot away and decided not to investigate. With the disguise, we can cruise through the mansion to make target 3 quite bloody, target 4 no more, and Santa Fortuna, Santa Arizona. 2 maps of 6 down, now for Hokkaido. Of all the missions I've done so far, this one might have been the most, well, let's just say there had to be at least 1 genocide mission.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Somebody didn't like ReZero.
Hey guys, I'm at the famous Everest Mountains. Wherever the fuck this is actually Japan. It's not Mount Everest. I mean, you know, it's a great tourist destination. You can see people are all around. It's just a very exciting place to be. I'm probably gonna get shot. Oh yeah, you can see that guy dead in the window. So with half of Japan mulched, it's time for our second to last mission of the whole campaign. Back to the Isle of Scale. Starting with the guardhouse, both of our targets were near the other side of the map, so we need to work our way over. Luring the downstairs guard and using our tranquilizer, we could grab a disguise to slip by. You know what? One moment. Thank you. I thought about
yeah, of course.
And then I thought a little more. Running through the crowd was risky, not from the guards, but the evisceration of my frame rate. We'd have to go around the outskirts of the map to get our target anyway. So I snuck past a few patrols, iced some guards.
There you
looking
go.
back at the footage, I still have no idea why I killed these 2 people. Here we can hit a nice cross-fish dinner shot on our first target and escape by running straight through a funeral procession. Our next target is a little higher up in the castle, so we can enter through the bottom, take out everyone we definitely need to kill, and panic after almost getting discovered. Oh, fuck. I have an idea. Working our way up the tower simply entailed shooting first with no intent of asking questions. Wait, you saw me? How the fuck did you see me? Well, you're dead now.
There you
It was
go.
just a matter of backtracking and ruining the funeral a second time, then jumping off a cliff. With
As one does. As one does.
Scale finish, that leaves us with just the showdown at Mendoza. For my final equipment, I brought a... Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't do Ambrose Island yet.
Oh!
Excellent work, 47.
For our final showdown on Mendoza, I
Wait,
had every
that killed the guy? He just can't swim? Is that the thing?
reason to bring the best of the best equipment. For our weapons, the ICA-19 Silver Baller, the best legendary pistol with high damage, accuracy, and silence. Alongside the Seeger 300 Ghost, a legendary silent sniper rifle with 4x zoom, one-shot kills, and a time slow while scoped. Our last 2 weapons are a Jambia and Eiffel Tower knife, because our prestige objective is an epic melee kill. If our singular target dies from anything that is not one of these 2 knives, we will lose the entire campaign. In terms of equipment, a lockpick, disposable keycard, emetic dart gun, emetic poison, emetic gas detonator, and craftable explosive. Essentially every single thing that could be even remotely useful. If we lose the mission, we'll also lose everything we have, plus all our money. So of course, because I was streaming, I had to give my final word of encouragement to everyone watching. It's been Hitman.
Welcome to Benito Yates, Argentina. This is the last stand. We now know the leader's location.
Now, I mentioned this the first time we were on Mendoza, but I have some serious issues with this map. It has screwed me so many times. Random lookout pathing, really bad lag spikes, and one time, a glitch that made my target immune to poison while I was doing Silent Assassin. He's eating. That's the poison food! To this day, she is known as the Iron Lady. So when we got the best Mendoza spawn possible, I knew this was our best shot. Mendoza is often considered one of the best showdown maps in Freelancer, for a few reasons. First, nearly all the targets are located in the main party area or the mansion up top. Both places where a sniper rifle can easily spot them from across the map. Speaking of which, there's a free sniper too. The entire field area, roadway, cliffside, and most of the underground are free from suspects and have few lookouts, allowing easy traversal throughout most most of the map. Our spawn at the shrine location is the best because it allows us to get the mercenary disguise, which has no restricted areas. The first part of this showdown is clearing our entire side of the map of guards. By throwing our suitcase, we could draw the mercenary down for an easy takedown
there you
and
go.
repeat the process for the second one. On the side of the cliff is the underground entrance, which we can easily lockpick. Because no lookouts or suspects patrol down here, we can freely kill the guards without any risk of a body being stumbled upon. And
now, if your camera started going out and people stopped reporting in, that would be cause for concern, but not in video game land where we do this all the time.
just to be even more safe, there's an infinite body dump too. Then we can run up the stairs to this super secret safe guarded by 2 very competent guards. And use my hacking skills to find the password. Adjacent to the underground is also the security room with access to the cameras. By luring out 2 of the 3 guards, then just point blanking the last one, we can disable the cameras map-wide, meaning we've successfully cleared out a massive area where we're completely safe and bodies are totally invisible. So with all of that done, now for the target. These are the suspect's physical features, which are less important, while these are the behavioral tells, which we'll be primarily paying attention to. The first thing we'll want to find is handovers to narrow down the pool of 12 suspects currently on the map. A few suspects walked directly through the security room, so I decided to wait for them to come back and almost panicked when an assassin found a gun I left on the floor. Now, killing innocent suspects is obviously morally wrong, because I lose $1,000 for it. But like
but who
most
cares?
laws, if you have enough money, it doesn't really matter.
There you go.
That's pacified drops their phone, which reveals what kind of meeting they had, and allows you to arrange a meeting with all suspects that share it. This one dropped a secret phone, which is useless for us because we're looking for a handover. A handover I happened to stumble into while walking to the balcony. Now that we knew handovers would take place in this general area, we wanted to use it as our staging ground, somewhere to lure guards, suspects, and assassins away from the main party to somewhere discreet. But Kleaper, you might say, that's a pretty far distance. You can't just throw a suitcase on the ground and expect people to run a marathon with you.
Yes, you can.
And you're right. So I did it twice, then 3 times, then 4, then 5. This crime syndicate has done countless horrible things, evil people, vile crimes, yet none of them are worse than the 51 minutes and 51 seconds I spent on this map.
You know how these
Dude, that's dedication. That's insane amounts of dedication, okay? That just blows my mind. No. My brain would start to collapse after 2 minutes of that.
What's that sound?
Really?
There you go. I don't think he cares.
What's wrong with me?
Nice.
Yes! So much!
Very nice.
Much work! We did it! We fucking did it! Do I feel
very
even the
nice
least bit of bad about beating this in the slowest, most degenerate, exploity way possible? Not in the slightest. The total run
A win is a win, my guy.
took 7 consecutive hours to complete, so if you'd like to see the whole thing, it's uploaded here on my VODs channel. Thanks to everyone who was there live, suffering through attempt after attempt after attempt. Kill me! And valiantly spamming why is he back in New York Omega lol while counting the number of non-targets I accidentally killed. All in all, there's a
That's okay. I've had people count the amount of deaths I've had in a stream. It got sad.
valuable lesson here to be taken in. To fully master anything, you have to commit. You have to become hit. Man.
Warpugs. I can only say this. The sheer unbridled it would make me cry to do all of that just to screw it up at the last second. I don't have the patience for that kind of stuff. Like, I just legitimately do not. I keep on wanting to, you know, do something as far as video games go. I've done a little bit of testing here and there, but I don't know, like, for me, I don't play enough of them to really do anything. It's kind of sad, actually. I actually didn't, this channel was my first foray into doing stuff. I actually streamed it first about 7 years ago, and I streamed World of Warships, which was a lot of fun for me, but I haven't gotten back in anything like that since, except for, you know, the Halo streams and some of the Mechanicus streams, things like that. Warpugs, this looks, I don't have the patience for this kind of stuff. I really just don't. And the fact that he did so well, I don't care. Like, I don't care that it took him that long to do it. I'm just impressed by it in general, because just knowing how to get the system to behave the way he wants it to do, that's enough for me. Okay, that is more than enough. Warpugs, I'm gonna head out from here. Be sure to check the links in the description below for all the Grim Kleaper's links. Subscribe. Join the Patreon or become a member for early access. And if you ever sit there and just gotten to a point and you just can't even talk right anymore, I've gotten to that point. I am there now. And for those of you who have been asking, much appreciated for your concern. I am feeling a lot better. Thank you for your concern. I'll catch you guys next time.